It's this beautiful snowflake featuring picot stitches around it. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the Crystal Snowflake. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. Okay, so we're going to start with a slip knot, and you're going to start with a base ring. For your base ring, you want to chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we're going to close off this ring by doing a slip stitch into the first chain that you made. So into that first chain, insert your hook, grab the yarn, and pull through to close. And we're going to be working into the center of that ring. For row 1, we're going to chain 1, and you're going to work 24 single crochets into the ring. So we just go into the ring with a single crochet. That's 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I'm hiding my tail as I work those as well. This is my 4th. I'm going to do a total of 24, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my 24th single crochet here. So now to finish off this row, we just want to do a slip stitch into the first single crochet that you made. So into that hook, into that stitch, insert your hook, grab the yarn, and pull through to close. This here is the end of row 1. For row 2, we're going to chain 1 and then do 1 single crochet into that same stitch, to the same one that you're currently in, a single crochet. Now we're going to start the repeat. You're going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch, then a chain 3. Then you want to do a slip stitch on top of the single crochet that you just made. So on top of this single crochet, you kind of work backwards, insert your hook into it, and then do a slip stitch. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch. And that ends the row repeat. So let's go back to the beginning of it. Into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, then a chain 3, then a slip stitch into the last single crochet that you just did. So you go backwards on top of it and then do a slip stitch, and then into the next stitch, a single crochet. This chain 3 slip stitch is basically known as a picot stitch, this little ball here. So essentially the repeat is 1 single crochet into the next stitch, picot stitch, which is chain 3 and slip stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next. One more time, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, picot stitch, one single crochet into the next. And this is what you want to do all the way around. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my last repetition here. So once you're done this row, basically you're going to finish off with 12 picot stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And so now once you're done that, you're going to do a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the row. So to the first single crochet, insert your hook, grab the yarn, and pull through to close. This here is the end of row 2. For row 3, we're going to chain 8, 6, 7, and 8. This chain 8 counts as a treble crochet and a chain 4. Now we're going to miss the next picot, so we're not going to work into that one. And then you're going to do 1 treble crochet into the next single crochet between the picots. For a treble crochet, we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to find the single crochet between the picots. So this is picot 1, picot 2, and then there's that single crochet in between, right? So into there, we're going to insert our hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what we want to do 11 times. We're going to do 1 treble crochet. After the treble crochet, you need a chain 4. I forgot to mention that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the repeat, the treble crochet and the chain 4. So basically we're going to find the single crochet between the next 2 picot stitches. So between this one and this one. And into it, we're going to do a treble crochet. So yarn over twice, into that single crochet between the next 2 picots, a treble crochet, and then a chain 4. Let's do it one more time together. Treble crochet into the next single crochet between the next 2 picot stitches. So this one here, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2 at a time, and then a chain 4. So this is what we want to do all the way around. I'll see you when we're almost at the end here. Okay, so at the end here, I just did my final treble crochet and a chain 4. So you'll notice that you only have 1 picot left and then the chain that you started with. So we're going to omit the last treble crochet. And then instead, we're going to do a slip stitch into the 4th of the chain 8 that you started with. So we count from bottom to top. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to insert your hook into that chain and then do a slip stitch. And this here is the end of row 3. Now for row 4, we're going to chain 1. And then into the next chain 4 space, you're going to work 5 single crochets. So just around the chain space, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is what we want to do all the way around. We're going to find the chain spaces and around it do 5 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Essentially, you're skipping the treble crochets. You're not going to do anything on top of those. You're just working around the chain spaces with 5 single crochets into them. So do that all the way around and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, so I just went all the way around and I just did my 5 single crochets into the last chain 4 space. So now to finish off this row, we just want to do a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the row. So to that first single crochet there, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull through to close. This here is the end of row 4. Now for row 5, we're going to chain 1 and then you want to do 1 single crochet into the back loop only of each of the next 5 single crochets. So back loop only, we're going to do, so normally when you work on top of a stitch, you go under both loops like this. The back loop is the one furthest away from you. So this one here. Let me show you slowly. This is the front loop. This is the back loop. This would be working under both. So here we want to work in the back loop only. So we go into that back loop only with a single crochet. And that's 1. Into the next one, 2. Into the next one, back loop only, 3. Into the next one, back loop only, 4. And into the next one, back loop only, 5. Now we're going to chain 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we're going to be skipping 5 stitches. So you skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go back to the beginning of the repeat. The repeat starts by doing 1 single crochet into the back loop only of the next 5 stitches. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into this one here, I do my first single crochet back loop only. This is my second, third, fourth, and fifth. Then I'm going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now I'm going to skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which brings me to the beginning of the next repeat, which is 5 single crochets into the back loop only of the next 5 stitches, then chain 15, then skip 5. Do that all the way around and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, so I just went all the way around here and now I'm going to finish off this row by doing a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the row. So into the first single crochet, we insert our hook, grab the yarn and pull through to close. This here is the end of row 5. For row 6, we're going to chain 1. And you want to do 1 single crochet into the back loop only of the next 5 stitches. So same like before, in the back loop only single crochet. That was my first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And now we're going to do 15 single crochets around the 15 chain space. So basically just around the chain space, do those 15 single crochets. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And that's what you want to do all the way around. So into the single crochets, you're going to work 1 single crochet into each in the back loop only, and then 15 single crochets around the chain spaces. Do that all the way around, and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, so I just went all the way around here with my single crochets. So now to finish off this row, we just want to do a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the row. Find that first single crochet, insert your hook into it, grab the yarn, and pull through. That there is the end of row 6. For row 7, we're going to start by doing a slip stitch into the back loop only of the next stitch. So basically, you know how you have 5 single crochets here? You want to find the second one. So the second stitch into there in the back loop only, do a slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 1 and then do 1 single crochet into the same stitch. So into that same back loop, a single crochet. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet into the back loop only of the next 2 stitches. So here is 1 and 2. And now we're going to start the row repeat. The repeat starts by skipping the next stitch. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches in the back loop only. So you go into the next one. So 1 single crochet, 2, and 3. Now we want to do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to do a slip stitch into that single crochet you just made. So you go back to that single crochet and go on top of it and do a slip stitch. And that's going to give you a picot stitch. And now you want to do that 3 more times. So we do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches in the back loop only. Here's 1, 2, 3. And then you want to do a picot stitch, which is a chain 3. And then a slip stitch into the top of the single crochet you just made. Let's do that again. 3 single crochets in the back loop only. That is 1, 2, and 3. Then picot stitch, so chain 3, and then a slip stitch into the top of the single crochet. Now single crochet into each of the next 3 in the back loop only, and picot stitch, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into the top of the single crochet. Okay, that's the 4th time. Now we want to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches in the back loop only. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Continuing the repeat, we're going to skip the next stitch and then do 1 single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. So here is 1, 2, and 3. And that ends the repeat. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put it in different words what we're doing here. Essentially, previously you have 5 stitches in these bits, right? There's 5 single crochets in these spaces here. What we're going to end up with in this row is just 3 of them because you're skipping the first one and the last one. And you only have single crochets in the 3 middle stitches. So that's that. Then around the chain space, you're working in the back loop only. At the beginning, you do 3 single crochets, then picot, 3 single crochets, picot, 3 single crochets, picot, 3 single crochets, picot, 3 single crochets, and then you skip a stitch, and then you do 3 single crochets. All of this in the back loop only, right? When you're doing the single crochets. So I'm going to do it one more time with you. The repeat starts by skipping the next stitch. So skip that one. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches in the back loop only. So that's 1. Sorry. 2, 3. And now I'm going to do a picot stitch, which is a chain 3, and then a slip stitch on top of the single crochet that I just made. And I want to repeat that, the 3 stitches and then the picot. I want to do that 3 more times. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so I just finished that last time there, doing it a total of 4 times. 3 single crochets, picot, 3 single crochets, picot, 4 times total. And in the back loop only, continuing the repeat, we're going to do 3 single crochets in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. So 1 into each. Here's 1 single crochet, 2, and 3. And now to complete the repeat, we're just going to finish off by skipping the next stitch. So we're skipping the next. And that there ends the repeat. So you go back to the beginning of it by doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 3, then skipping a stitch, then doing the repetition around the chain spaces, and then finishing off with the 3 single crochets back loop only and skipping a stitch. Do that all the way around, and once you're done, you're just going to do a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the row. At the end here, you're going to finish off with that repetition around the chain space, then do a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the row, cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. And here we have it. Look how stunning. This is obviously a snowflake, and then those picot stitches around it kind of give it that snow effect. As you can see, it's also open, and yeah, just perfect for the Christmas holiday season. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.